Emily Blake is a professionally trained presenter for stage and screen. The winner of Miss British Beauty Curve 2014-15 and now Miss Great Britain United Nations 2016, is passionate about empowering others and showing that anything is possible. Being naturally creative, Emily loves to perform, whether it is presenting, strutting down a catwalk, or singing and acting. Emily also works as a plus-size model. She won an award for empowering women and was nominated for Best Curvy Model at the Afro Model Awards and the Best Model Award at the British Plus Size Awards. Emily received a national and international newspaper coverage after winning the pageant and has since gone on to walk runways at fashion shows for brands including ASOS, LV, Yours Clothing, and many more. You may also spot her on clothing websites such as Monroe Knowles. Showing people that they can achieve their dreams no matter their financial background, heritage, or looks is very close to Emily's heart, and she hopes to continue to inspire people through her work in schools and using her social media presence. Emily's next mission is competing in the United Nations pageant this July in Jamaica after recently being titled Miss Great Britain United Nations 2016. With this title, Emily wants to inspire people to embrace opportunities and make steps towards reaching their full potential. Emily joins me on the Just Steve Show to talk about her life and her projects. Hello and welcome to the Just Steve Show. Today on the show, we have a guest. Well, everyone is a guest on my show. But I particularly like this one because we've been talking behind the cameras. And I found some really interesting things about her. She doesn't even know that I noticed those kind of things. But we're going to be talking to her today about her life, what she does, her business, and everything. You know how we do it on the Just Steve Show. We'll take a break now. We'll be back in a jiffy. You're welcome back if you're just joining us. This is the Just Steve Show. We have as our guest today a lovely lady, Emily Blake.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So you're welcome, and it's a pleasure having you on the show. Okay, I'm sure you must know that we start from your childhood. Yeah, so what was that like?
I think it was really great and fun. I've got a really nice supportive family. We're very close. Not a huge family, but all the important ones have always been there for each other. I think my childhood was fairly easy, really, compared to a lot of stories that you hear. And I was always outgoing, always proactive, going to every single after-school club possible. I would want to do them all. So I was doing my drama, and I was on stage, and I was like singing. I was going to knitting club, French club, stamp collecting club, and I was just one of those sort of like young girls who wanted to do as much as possible, brownies, guides, and doing as much as I could.
So yeah. You have siblings?
I do. I have an older brother and a younger sister, so I'm in the middle.
Oh, so you can, will I say, the naughty one, you know, that, you know, passes the blame?
I think I was probably quite lucky, yeah. I was
That's putting it mildly. We get that. And your parents, how are they?
Yeah, my parents are fantastic. They've always been so supportive and behind me for everything I've wanted to do. They're just, you know, let me go with it and try new things. And yeah, they're lovely. My dad's from Trinidad in the Caribbean and mum's from Norfolk. So that's my mix.
Lovely. I like to hear those kind of things. Now, you did all those girly things growing up, right? Like what? What were the girly things you did?
Well, to be honest, I did some girly things, like going to my brownie group and my girl guides, and I was there with the whole girl power thing. But at the same time, I did Duke of Edinburgh Award, and I was hiking through the muddy fields and mountains and and
Oh, I would
doing
have
map
loved to see you
reading
do
and-
that.
Yeah, I love all of that. So I think when people see me and they see I do modelling, they probably don't expect me to be, wanting to get my hands dirty, but I absolutely love it.
Even now, even up till now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think I've got a bit of a tomboy edge to me inside as well. So
Good. That's fantastic. Okay, so leaving primary school, secondary school, you went to uni?
I did, yeah.
What did you study?
Media performance. So it was a course unlike any other media course. And I really felt like it was designed for me, and I was so happy I found it at the University of Bedfordshire in Luton. And it was TV presenting, which is my goal, and also acting for stage.
No, I don't like you anymore. I don't want you to put me out of a job.
I won't.
No, don't mind me. There's room enough for all of us.
And the question is today, in the popular nursery rhyme, Sing a Song of Sixpence, just how many blackbirds were baked in that pie? Is it A, 25, B, 120, or is it C, 4 and 20? Get it right, and you could win yourselves a whole year's full of pies. Oh, no pies.
So yeah, I did presenting and acting, and also we learned everything behind the scenes, and I've always loved media. I did it for GCSE, I did it for A-level, and I carried it straight through because that's what I wanted to do.
Fantastic. So when you came out, what was the first job you did?
When I left university, I think the first job I had was on a student finance tour. It was a great job where I got my own little white van to drive around the country, and I was encouraging students to go to university, telling them, all the finance facts, all the figures, and letting them know that it's possible. No matter what your background, you can go to university, and that was my job. And actually it comes around at the end of each year, so I stepped out of university into that, and it's quite nice. It comes around each year for me to join the tour.
So you still do it up to now?
Yeah, just finished the last tour in December, so
that's fine.
I love to encourage the young people.
Oh yeah, that's really, really good. really proud of you for doing that.
Thank you.
Now, you were Miss British Beauty Curve 2014-15. What is that?
So, Miss British Beauty Curve is a beauty pageant. Something I never, ever, ever expected I would do, but I'm glad I found it. It's a pageant that celebrates the curvy.
Now you're getting me confused. It's something you never, ever thought that you would do.
No.
And then you found it.
Yeah, because...
So were you looking for it?
In a way, yeah. I did one pageant before Beauty Curve.
What was that one?
Miss Universe Norfolk. So it was the regional final before going to Miss Universe Great Britain. And the reason that I did that is quite a long story, but I lost some weight. I lost 5 stone, and I felt happier and, in myself, healthier. And I didn't mention earlier, but in school I actually went through quite a bit of bullying for being overweight. And it meant so much to me that I'd actually got past all of that and still remained a happy, positive, smiley person, after that. And I wanted to find something to show those bullies that you did not win, and I am here and I'm shining. And, that's why I did my first pageant, and I felt amazing. And it's funny, the people from school then try and talk to you.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So this Miss Curve thing, what was about the curve?
Yeah, when I saw that, because I didn't race in the first one, but when I saw on the internet, because I was looking, what can I do next? I feel so confident now. Beauty Curve came up, and I thought, perfect. That I know I can do, and I can do that one well. So I just went for it, and ended up winning the thing.
Okay, I'm still a bit confused about the curve thing. What were they looking for?
So it's for size 14 girls and above. Yeah.
Oh, size 14 and above.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's really quite niche, and there's no end limit. So you can be slim 14, or you can be size 20, 26, anything. And it's all about just celebrating curves, really, because a lot of girls, are maybe not brave enough to do a pageant. There's not actually a size limit to say, sorry, plus size is not allowed, but you only see really thin, girls doing pageants. When you see Miss World and Miss Universe, they're tiny and they have abs. So yeah, girls don't really go for pageants because they feel it's not, they don't fit in there. So Beauty Curve is about giving those other girls a chance to feel confident, which I think everyone deserves to feel.
Fantastic. And you're also a plus-size model. Yeah. How did that come about?
Well, that actually happened straight after winning Beauty Curve. Again, something I didn't expect, but I had companies contacting me, and my first job came through on Facebook, a company called Crisp Clothing. They just messaged me and said, we'd love you to come in for a casting. And I did that, and they were like, great, we want you to model our entire website. And I was like, what? So I was there for the whole day trying on hundreds and hundreds of outfits. My feet were hurting so much, wearing their shoes. But yeah, and then I was on their website, and then another company contacted me, and I worked for a few different clothing brands, Monroe Knows. And then I got doing catwalks, and it just all started from Beauty Curve. People, wanted to work with me, which was lovely.
Okay, now this brings me to the question.
Yeah.
Now, in the modeling world, until recently, when we started having, people like you come out, it was almost a taboo for you to walk the runway.
Yeah.
If you weren't a size 0, for instance. What's that about?
I know. You still get a lot of people that are against it, because some people think plus size models are promoting obesity, that they're saying, it's okay to be overweight. But actually, I think plus size modeling for me, it's having, giving a young girl or a woman someone to relate to, because we're not all like a Victoria's Secret model.
In the real world, we're actually like this. Yeah.
Average size in the UK is a size 16. So to be able to see someone like that on a runway, that person's then like, wow, I can wear that, and I can look good, and I can feel good about myself. So that's how I see it. But yeah, a lot of people are not quite with it yet. But
so when you get castings, it's just the plus size that you get?
For me, I can almost dip into other things. I just walked a fantastic catwalk show for Suffolk Fashion Week, and the first year I did it, I was just plus size. But then I went back the next year and went to the casting, and they wanted me for all the brands, which weren't necessarily plus size. So. Okay.
Now, these are people that come to you, right? Do you go out to look for stuff? And I'm asking this because you found where you belong, right? If you didn't have that, would you have gone to look for work on the other side?
Yeah, to be honest, for me, most of the things I do, I found myself. It was just that initial, after winning the pageant, people approached me. But everything I've done since has been me putting myself out there and reaching out to people and going to as many castings as possible. Today I've just come from the Curvy Convention casting. So yeah, I really think you have to be proactive. It's not just going to happen, and people don't just randomly contact you. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back in a jiffy.
I'm hoping that this year I can start my own sort of foundation or business charity, helping young people get more confident, raising their aspirations, because I see such a lack of confidence in the class. It's not about the outside. Are you a good, kind person? Because that should come first, and that will really shine outwards. Yeah, and you'll be beautiful no matter what.
You're welcome back if you're just joining us. This is the Just Steve Show, and I have as guest today a plus-size model, a former beauty queen, Miss Curve. Am I right? Yeah, that's Emily. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Now, you do a lot of work for young people. What exactly do you do?
So one of my jobs is to go around and do study skills workshops and motivation workshops. And
is that as the queen? the beauty green,
no,
or is what you...
separate, yeah. I've got a few different jobs, but this one's with a company called Learning Performance, and they send us to lots of different schools around the country, and it will go from year 7 all the way up to 6th form. And it's just, we do memory techniques, and it's all about helping them towards their exams and learning that learning can be fun.
Okay, when you say memory techniques, what do you mean?
So what we do is we tend to take them back to the primary school way of thinking. We bring back colour and imagination and fun, sounds.
This is for secondary school?
Yeah, so we'll go into 6th form and I'll have a room full of 16-year-olds in front of me, and I'll be making them stand up and doing silly noises.
How do they feel about that?
Sometimes they think they're too cool.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Like, I ain't doing that, you know, I'm so cool. But then you go to some schools and it's completely different and they love it and they get into it. But what I love is that the people that think they're too cool, when you see them actually standing there, they don't know you're looking at them, but they're smiling, and when they get it, when it clicks, they're like, oh my gosh. And I love that transformation, because they think it's silly, but then they realise, oh, I've just taught you, 10 European countries how to remember them, and they're like, oh, we just learned something.
That's interesting. So what else do you do?
Yeah, so I mentioned the student finance job as well. So I'm in schools quite a bit, really. And I've just started a supply teaching job as well. I can't stay out of the classroom. I love working with young people. And even when I was in school, I was still mentoring people younger than me. So I've always wanted to help young people. And I'm hoping that this year I can start my own sort of foundation or business charity, helping young people get more confident, raising their aspirations, because I see such a lack of confidence in the classroom. Yeah. Such a lack. And they don't really see a future for themselves. They're just living in the now, which is good sometimes, but they're not thinking about what they want to do, and they don't have the self-belief. And a lot of the time, actually, I speak to students and I say, what do you want to do? And they'll say, oh, I want to be rich.
What does that mean?
Like, that's their aspiration now. They see reality TV stars, celebrity life.
Which is sending out a wrong message.
Yeah, and they think they can just get it. And I was like, so I say, how are you going to get there? I don't know. That's not going to work. So yeah, I really
So what do you tell them?
Well, I was saying you need some sort of plan, and then we'll go through and do like a 5 years from now, where do you want to be? And we'll start working on how you're going to get there. Do you need a degree? If yes, well, you need to start working on your GCSEs a little bit harder. You need to make sure you get your A-levels, and you need to be thinking about all the steps and not just, well, I want to be rich. That's not...
that doesn't say anything.
No.
Fantastic. That's amazing. Well, now... do you, in all of this that you do, seeing you as a plus-size model, do you talk to young girls that it's okay to look the way they look as long as they're healthy?
Absolutely. And that's another thing I see in schools. The girls are wearing so much makeup, and they're constantly looking at, like...
I just wonder why they allow that.
I know. Some schools are quite good, and they say, that's too much, can you take that off? But a lot of the time they're just let loose to do whatever they want, really. And I can see the insecurities, and it's scary how young it starts now. Girls that are really young are already picking themselves apart and thinking, I'm too big, I'm not good enough. And that is horrible, because that's putting a ceiling on all of their hopes, dreams, ambitions. That's just limiting them.
So you tell them, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with myself. I'm doing great things with myself.
And also what I think is important is to let them know that actually it's not all about looks. It's not about the outside. Are you a good, kind person? Because that should come first, and that will really shine outwards. Yeah, and you'll be beautiful no matter what.
Fantastic. Again, we have to go. I wish we could. I wish we could go on and on and on, but I'm afraid we can't. You look in that camera and say something to the youths out there, the young ones.
Okay, so my message, to the young people, but also anyone, is if you have an idea, please just go for it. I have such a list of ideas. My room is full of mind maps with all the things I want to do, but I've wanted to do them for a very long time. Had I started when I first thought of the idea, I don't know where I could be right now. So I would say, if you've got a great idea, go for it, start working on it, and don't be put off by anything. Just, if you've got a vision, give it a go. You only live once.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us today. I'm sure if you have any questions, comments, you can visit our Facebook page, visit us on Instagram and our Twitter account at The Just Steve Show. We'll do this again sometime soon. Till then, goodbye and God bless.